Let's go.
Hey guys, Erwan Heussaff here, and we are back with your daily habits. Today we are talking about something absolutely everyone goes through, and that is stress. Stress is something that when I talk about it actually stresses me out. I've gone through some very stressful moments in my life. You could say school for some people, or college or university, is a very stressful time. I don't necessarily see that as stress. I see that more as kind of like pressure. Pressure to do good, pressure to excel academically. It does give you stress, but it's not a stressful situation. When I talk about stress, I talk about that deep, dark, icky, disgusting pit in your stomach you get when a situation is out of your control. That kind of stress for me is the most painful one, and that's the stress that I've had previously with some of my businesses when they weren't performing the way I wanted them to perform, or in certain relationships. It's that feeling of being a victim and not being able to do anything. So I know you probably know what I'm talking about when I label something as stressful. As I said, this is something that we all go through, and something that really makes us human is we all react differently to different levels of stress. The number one thing that I like to remember, and that's helped me manage through really dark situations, is to understand what I can control and what I can't control. And once I understand that, then obviously the situation will still be stressful, but then I have a plan of action. Because if I focus, and most people do, and I used to do this a lot, most people will focus on the things that are completely out of their control. The things that happened to us, but we weren't the ones who made it happen. It just happened. And if you stay stuck in that moment, thinking about those things you can't control, that's where stress kind of just, it's like a snowball rolling down a mountain, and eventually it becomes an avalanche. It really just will put so much weight on your shoulders, you won't know how to handle it. So it's really important to have that division. So, okay, I have the things that I can't control. I know they're there. Like, it's really important not to ignore them, because that can just create even bigger problems eventually. But we know it's there. Now we need to understand what from this situation can I actually actively take control of and do something about. Because then it gives me a purpose, it gives me movement and momentum, something to work towards. It gives me a priority list in terms of what I need to accomplish to maybe alleviate the stress in this situation, and eventually allow me to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Now, I'm not gonna say that it's gonna make it easy. All I'm gonna say, it's gonna give you something to do. And I think a lot of the time we get, like, some people will actually go full on anxiety attack when there's that feeling of just helplessness, of feeling like you're trapped, like there's absolutely nothing you can do. And that's why it's important to focus on the things that you can control. The other one I find really helps me with stress is transparency and communication. It's very easy to, especially if it's something that you're ashamed of, or it's a problem you don't like talking about, it's very easy to dig a hole for yourself and stay in there until the situation rides itself out. But having a bouncing board, having someone that you can trust, that you can really talk to, communicate with, and someone who can give you their opinions, that might help you out, because it'll get you talking, it'll get you processing information, it'll get you maybe understanding yourself and your situation a bit better. So having that person, or even journaling or writing things down, might help you understand the situation better and eventually get you to a less stressful environment. That should kind of be your plan of action, is first understanding the root cause and then trying to do something about it. I don't know what anyone's going through, right? You don't know what I'm going through, but it's really important to do that. And then maybe it's gonna give you a plan and a way out. So what are the other things that can help? It's understanding that your environment can also be a product of that stress or can make that stress even worse. So it's really important to do things like have proper sleep, to get your energy levels back in, to make you well rested in terms of attacking different problems the next day, doing exercise, because it does create certain chemical reactions in your body that might motivate you, give you time to process things, or give you the adrenaline you need to control a situation. The other one is hobbies. During 2020, and this is probably going to happen in 2021 a lot of people are working at home, and working at home, you might be working, completely out of whack hours. You're not working 9 hours anymore. I know I'm not working 9 hours anymore. And you think when you get into a situation like that, especially with overworking, overworking tends to lead you to more work. The more you work, the more work will come. I do not believe in glamorizing being busy at all. So if you're working from home, unless you're trying to save the world, trust me, it'll be better for you to work in 9 to 10 hours blocks versus working very inefficiently and not productively through 12 or 15 hours. So having a hobby can force you to stop overworking or force you to focus your mind on something else. And I think putting those boundaries of having something that you enjoy doing versus something you have to do can help just make your environment a little more calm. So like with everything in life, it's about observing, processing, then understanding, then eventually reacting and having a plan of action. So you have to make sure you're going through those steps, and hopefully that'll help you out of a stressful situation.